Hello, grade 10, back again for the second episode. Hope it's not as long as the first. We are now going to finish our code. So we're going to start with, we're going to write code to see if the question that they asked, well, we want the question to appear. What we've got so far is following level and click on one of these panels and we see the question. Choose an answer. Right answer. So for each panel, we have to write code to make that question visible in the on-click event of the panel. Go and click on the panel that we want, go to events, and we click on click on the left-hand side here. And then we say, okay, this is question 1 panel. This is why you name your things. And we say LBL, the label. Remember that the question is on the label, so it's LBL question 1 dot visible equals true. Then we're going to set our Boolean flag B1 and 1. Remember, we have Boolean flags to know which panel has been clicked. You'll see why later. Then we're going to get a string from that label, and we'll store it into a variable called sline. This is so that we can go and find numbers that are involved. LBL question 1 dot caption. That'll be that string that we put on over here. Line 1 was the random number. Sometimes we want to go and get it back, retrieve it, and find out what the actual, we just want to retrieve it. An S line, we're going to find out what the actual answer is. Now I'm going to make I'll make one variable, top, the global variable called our answer. That is going to be the current answer that needs to be matched up. We first have to calculate what that answer is, the one that is active, that the person clicked on. We want to calculate that answer, but before we can do that, we have to go and get number 1 and number 2 from our caption label. I'm trying to use as little global variables as possible, few global variables as possible. So I'm going to say num1, it'll be the first number in the caption. We copy it from, well, first we'll say string to int, copy from sline, starting at 1, and the number of characters will be the pos of the space in sline minus 1. And we need, copy has got a bracket here. Always put a comma instead of a bracket. Copy function has 3 parameters. The string you're copying from, starting position, and that is the number of characters, and that will give me the first number. And we have to close the brackets because we're going string to int. Now, because we're dealing with S-line and not the actual caption, so we're not deleting anything from the caption, we have to delete, this is the easiest way, delete all of that, including the space. Then there's another space that we have to delete, including the space, that we can be left with the last number, and num2 going to be equal to string to int, the string that we're copying from the caption. Remember the format was number, a space, times and a space, 2 spaces, and then the last number, the other random number. Now we will have num1, num2, and now my global variable is going to be equal to I num1 times by I num2. Fine, we've got our global answer stored, but we need to do this for every single panel question or click event. So I'm going to copy and paste it. All the code. We'll see. I'm going to go to this panel, which let's go to number 2, just order on click event. I'll delete that again, Control V, and change this to E2 and question 2, and this question 2. And let's go 3, Control V, question 3, Boolean flag 3, and label question 3. 4, label question 4, E4. If you make a mistake here, then it's going to be a problem, eh? Make sure we've got all our numbers right. 4, 5, 5, E5, question 5, up there. You also can look at your panel question 6 there, so you can know what numbers you need to put in here. Seven, E7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, nearly finished. Take note, panel question 9, label question 9, Boolean flag question 9. Getting the actual label, we made it true, then we get the string. And the last one, last. Right, so awful work. I was typing me today. So we've got all that. Now, what about when we get the answer? If you run the program, you'll see when we click on all of those, also see the question. Here's the question. Right, not very random numbers, eh? But good enough for a junior school. Grade 2, maybe. Right, now for the panels for the answers. This is a tricky one. We have to go and get the answer from the panel and see if the answer on this panel equals the answer of the one that is chosen. Remember, we had a Boolean flag to make sure that it is chosen. So in the on-click event, because then they're going to click on the panel. Don't forget, they're going to click on the panel. So the on-click event of the panel, they choose that one as the answer. Well, the first thing we're going to do is go and get the answer. I'm going to make a variable this answer of integer. I want to see if it matches the global variable I answer. First, let's get this answer equals string to int, and the panel is PNL answer 3 or LBL answer 3. So, caption labels on the panel. And then we can ask the question, if our answer equals this answer, well, We want to increment our score, don't we? Let's increment our score. I'm going to say if our score equals 10, then we're going to go to the next level. So pgc.active age equals TBS level 2. But there's a lot of other things we're going to do. Although, I want to put this, let's put this right at the end. Control X, right at the end here. In this begin and end if then statement, there's a lot of things we're going to do. We're going to change our label LBL score caption equals your score is plus into string score. Fine, done that. Next thing that we want to do is make that answer invisible. And now answer yeah, the whole panel. The panel's invisible, and so will the label be invisible. But just in case somebody they click on that area, going to make the enable property equal to false. They click on that area where that panel is. It might be invisible, but it's still enabled. You don't want them to add another point to their score. So this is going to happen if the I answer equals this answer. This is quite a complex method, so I'm just going to put all of this in here. Of course, we're going to have a lot of if and else. We have to worry about the Boolean flags. We don't know which button, the computer doesn't know which one of these panels were chosen. In other words, which Boolean flag is false or true. So we have to ask a whole lot of questions. If B1 equals true, then get an end. And believe it or not, we have to do this 10 times. And say PNL1, in question 1 dot visible false. This is if they're both equal. Our answer equals this answer, remember? This is going to make panel, and disable it. Enabled equals false. And we're going to set B1 back to false. Of course, the process will be very confused if these stay true. And we're going to do this for every single one, but we have to do else. If B2 equals true, B2 equals true, then we've got to do 2, that invisible, else. If B3 equals true, every single Boolean flag we have to go through, and there's 10 of them. Else. And B4. Having fun watching me do all this. Be very accurate. These numbers. Take note, there's no comma or semicolon before else. Else there, it has to be an else if. You know, I guess we could do a case structure. Well, I dare you to try this. Feasible. E6 equals true. Can you imagine if I make any mistake over here? It messes up all the code. You have to go trace E, where your problem lies. One of these. If then else statements. There. Fine, but all of this you have to know where your if then and else. This begin matches this and right down here at the bottom here. We have to have another else. Why? If they chose the wrong block, they chose the wrong block, then all we're going to do is make the label of the question or set the Boolean flag to false. And we have to do that for every single so take note, this is only for panel panel answer question 3. So if they get it true or false, if they don't get it equal, if they don't click on the right box, we're going to do the same thing again. If B1 equals true, we want to go and only, we don't want to make anything invisible. The only thing we want to make invisible is the label. LBL question. False. We don't want the panel to be false. We won't be able to click on it again, but we will make the Boolean flag false. So while there's a lot less code to type here, you still have to go and do if then else for every single one of those buttons. I mean, Boolean flags. Two, and I'm just going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. That one can go. Right, so B1, B2, this is B3. We get question 3. Visible, set the Boolean flag false. 4. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. We're setting our Boolean flags back to false, whether or not they get the answer right. If they get the answer right, we make both the panels invisible, question and the answer. increment our score. And right at the end of this, if the score equals 10, we'll go to the next level. Let's hope, see if this actually works. But all of this code that we've put in here now, we're going to copy and paste here into one-click event of all the other answer panels, including the variable. This is P&L answer 3. Click. So Control C. And we have to be very careful about how we now work with. I'm going to go down this way. On panel answer 10. And we must make sure that we change our variables here. P&L answer 10. Make wherever there's a 3, I'm going to write a 10. Others, I don't have to worry. Yes. Oh, that right at the end here. What we have to do? Go to the next one. Yeah. I don't understand the airplane mode story. But there's a 3. Can you see it's panel answer 1? And 1 and 1. That's all we have to do. Never checked if the code worked. I'm busy copying and pasting. We'll see in a minute, eh? Five. Confident. 5 and 5. 8. 3. 8. 8 and 8. Only those 3 that I have to change over there. 5 more to go. Number 6. I'd have to rearrange that. You need to have your answers in very obvious places. Jesus, already be there. Let's swap them around. Let's swap it. And then here, and up there. No. Nine. Trying to see if this works. 1. I didn't see a 10 yet. 10 already. Find out 10. I'm going to do file save all before I lose all of this hard work. We can do is just double click and see which one not done. Okay. Let's see. Errors. So on that one, 2 times 5. Getting 10. this one times 4. Now you choose the wrong one. That goes away. See? 2 times 3. Use that one. Okay, I'm going to click on this one. 5 times 4. If I choose the wrong one, that one goes away. If I click on this one, 4 times 3. That one. Click hard enough, eh? 1 times 4. 4. Click 5 times 4. 20. Soon all my boxes are going to go. 5 times 1 times 2. 4 and times 2. 8, 2, 2, and then it goes to level 2. That's exactly what we want. And now, how do we do this on level 2? Exactly the same, and guess what I'm going to do? Copy and paste. A bit lazy. Yeah. Well, sort of worked, eh? But these things still named, and they're still going to they're not named, but they're going to the wrong panel click events. So those, you see here, if I click over here in events, you have to go and delete all your event clicks over here because you can't have. Actually, no. No reason why we can't use the same event click. Absolutely no reason. The only thing we have to worry about is the on-show event of the tab sheet. We are going to copy the on-show event level 1 into on-show event of that other tab sheet. Thought we'd have to type all this over again, eh? No, we are cleverer than that. An on-show event of this second level tab sheet. We're copying and pasting. Of course, yeah, you have different names. No problem. No, we don't. We have the same names. We have to change the names of those components. Variables we can keep the same. These panels be named and the labels have to be renamed. Most definitely the code for the on-show event. Anything you have to do differently is change your random range. Say we want 10 to 30. Make it really difficult. Are we going to go 10? Or are we going to go 1 to 10? Well, this is where you decide. You decide whether you want to go, what numbers you want to use. Make it difficult. Multiplication, you can also decide if you're going to do addition, subtraction, on. We can use the same variables, but we can't use the same labels and panel names. And with this, it's going to be, you have to be very careful if what word you're going to use. Can't really go to our own on-click events. There'll be different names for it. That's my math unit for some reason. I need to see it. Yeah, I've really missed. in the wrong place. Right, so that was the on-show event for level 2. I think I'll stop here and we can next video to do the level 2. No.